I grew up in the world of metal and punk, in which I still do love. I do feel the need to finally see what the rest of the world has to offer. My name is Aaron, and I grew up as a metalhead. So while I was doing a review for the mini album that they had released called Villains, I saw this question come up. What is it about Dreamcatcher that did not catch the West like Babymetal? There's a couple reasons. First and foremost was the virality of Babymetal. And the second thing is that I think that Babymetal had been trying to appeal to that of the metal genre, where it felt like Dreamcatcher was probably trying to appeal to both the K-pop and the metal genre at the same time. And for that reason, maybe their audience is maybe too far in opposite directions. I don't honestly know. I wasn't there for their virality or their success as much as I was for Babymetal. 3, 2, 1. So, what was the difference? Why is it that Babymetal got the attention that this person thought Dreamcatcher was going to get as well? Well, first off, they got all the attention for the wrong reasons, and it's not their fault. But now they're seen as a bona fide act. So what changed? Well, the biggest difference is the fact that now Babymetal has been vetted by some of the most important people in metal history. So back when they started to try and get their name out there, they were touring with anyone and everyone that they could. They tried to do their headline tours, stuff like that. And they had some success. Obviously, they still had a lot of views and things like that. But a lot of the sentiments had remained. And the biggest scene that changed, that I think for me personally, that I remember seeing that really kind of blew my mind, was at the point when they were touring with Rob Zombie. And I remember it went extremely viral that someone commented on the post, like, why would you ever support a group like Babymetal when in reality they're trying to ruin what we made? And Rob Zombie replied and basically told them that Babymetal is more metal than anyone that he's ever known, and that they go so hard. And he basically said that he vouches for him. The next big one, obviously, was Jonathan Davis. Now, Jonathan Davis, for those of you who don't know, is also a very massive legend. He was part of a new metal group, probably the one that pioneered it all, which is the group Korn. And he saw all the online hate that they were getting, and he came to their aid. He said, basically, people need to calm down. What they're doing is awesome and entertaining, so what is there to hate? And so that was kind of the third nail in the coffin to solidify them. The biggest one, for me personally, I think is when they were absolutely just bona fide and made part of the metal community when Rob Halford had come to their defense. That was probably when people just realized, you know what, we're going to like them pretty much. And obviously there's still plenty of haters out there. It's still going to be a problem. And that was the moment, though, that I think really shifted the tide. Because of the fact, for those of you who don't know, Rob Halford is the lead singer of probably top 5 most legendary metal band of all time, which is Judas Priest. There's very few people that I feel like that if they say, no, they're good and it's going to sway people, it's probably Rob Halford. He is, like I said, probably in the top 5 most important metal bands of all time. And basically, the sway that brought over was absolutely just dynamite and a necessity for Babymetal in a lot of senses. Sure, they could have probably continued on, but now they are fully inducted into the metal scene and totally seen with a brand new set of eyes for a lot of new listeners, and then for people who had treated them terribly are kind of now seeing that all these legends in metal are saying, no, they're awesome. Like, this is crazy. And in fact, the video that I have playing right now is their newest song, which they have collaborated with another very legendary artist in Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine. That is things like this that have propelled them to being able to be more widely accepted by the metal community. So now the question is, what was the difference now? Can Dreamcatcher have that same kind of influence? The truth of the matter is I think yes. I think that it is still very possible for them to have the same kind of recognition and acceptance into the metal community and into a Western exposure. I think that it's actually still happening. I think that with their newest album, I think that it has actually been able to push them over the edge to start getting into the Western side of music. That is one thing that I think that would help them out, obviously, is some credence in the world for people that are metalheads, people that were like me. You know, if they have a Jonathan Davis, a Corey Taylor, or something like that vouch for them for the metal community, I think that they would see the same kind of success, or maybe just work through the thick of it and get through it themselves. And I think that a lot of people that are in the metal community would openly and absolutely welcome them and listen to the majority of their music, especially their Japanese releases. So I think that at the same time too, for someone like me who is a massive metalhead on the side, this is something that I can do to also help out. Obviously, I'm not saying that me by myself is gonna be the person that inducts them into this other side of the fandom. I think there probably is already metalheads that are already into it, but not to the extent that Babymetal has been accepted into. And for that reason, I think that when it comes to Dreamcatcher, it's going to take maybe a little bit more effort, but I think it totally is possible. And honestly, I feel like that this is part of my job in a sense. I want to be one of those people that when someone comes to me and says, hey, I need a good metal recommendation that might be a little bit different, I want to be that person that'd be like, let me show you Dreamcatcher. And I just think that this will be something that can happen, just probably needs a little bit more exposure. In any case, this is just kind of how I personally have perceived this situation. I remember going through the time with Babymetal and seeing that come to fruition and all their struggles and trials that they had, and being seen as posers and plants and all this other stuff, to being admitted in and made into a bona fide metal act. I do think that it is possible that Dreamcatcher can still achieve that status. So for me personally, I think that this is something that will just take a little bit of time, like I said, and hopefully there will be enough people in the metal community that will absolutely just let them be able to come and pass in. They might just also be able to get in with the fact that Babymetal has had that kind of transformation as well. People might be a little bit more open to it, and I think that it would be really cool at some point. Maybe it will be with them meeting with and touring with Babymetal or something like that. But in any case, what I'm trying to say is that they have the same opportunity and power, and I just think that they just need that one little linchpin that Babymetal had that they have yet to have. So just a small little observance that I wanted to make and put this out. It's just a small little thing that I thought was kind of an interesting question that I think that from a metalhead standpoint, I could point out and make it so that from this side of the community as to why it hasn't happened yet, but I think it could. So anyway, thank you all, and I hope that you enjoyed this little kind of short, weirdish rant video. So anyway, thank you, and we'll see you for the next one.